first opened in 1999. There's a good look at First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. First carry for Najee Harris.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Second and 7.
Back to throw. Price. It's complete to Watt. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
An option handoff given to Harris. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Behind the chains, second and 13.
Looking to throw. Price.
Open man, that's the tight end fire move.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 46. On the give, this is Harris. And shedding through the tackle. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible. So I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to...
They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted.
Picked by Riley Harrison. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
No gain on the play there. Second down. Mayfield to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. When he went on the move there and started rolling out, I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly, intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Here's 2nd and 9.
They'll try the right side with Harris. And he's got some space here. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first.
First down, Steelers.
They'll run. Here's Harris. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. He finds an opening past the 40. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Sione Takitaki. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18.
Now a give right side. Harris. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team inside the 20, and it's at the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? A first carry now for Kareem Hunt, and not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
11 yards for number 11. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. The broken tackle couldn't create a ton of space. He'll be taken down just beyond the 35-yard line. Carl Joseph up from his safety spot to make the play.
And there's the first tackle of the game for Carl Joseph. He's one of those safeties that you can utilize in any way you want. But I will have to say, I think the number one thing he does best is tackle.
Oh, Chubb fumbled it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. To throw, Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry.
And he is going to have a Browns first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves. Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin him back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And we're in the middle part of the season where each week starts to become a little more important, and especially this, Charles, being a division matchup.
Yeah, you haven't fired the starter's pistol or rang the bell lap like they do in track and field for the sprint to the finish, but you're starting to eye it, aren't you? You got to pile up those wins, put them in the left-hand column, not the L's in the right-hand column.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert.
He takes this for 3 to the 29.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Now a give right side. It's Harris. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They hand this off to Harris. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
40 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on third down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, third down conversions. So they got it. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Myles Garrett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
Yeah, this defense rallies, and they stop him short of the first down right near the 24. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on third down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stopped him short.
Boswell's kick is good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
He will return this from deep in the end zone.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
The Browns on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Mayfield now. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This will be fielded at the 17. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. From the gun, Price. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Andrew Billings forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
2nd and 10.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And finding the tight end, Hooper. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Mayfield on 3rd and 2. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And he is going to have a Browns 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Creeping up on a minute to play in this 1st half. Mayfield on 1st down. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Cameron Sutton. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
They go play action here on 1st down. Flush to his right.
The throw for Claypool is intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome.
And the return stops at the 39-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. Mayfield on play action. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Austin Hooper, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the gun, Mayfield. He's going to look deep now for Landry.
And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd.
Picked up by Micah Fitzpatrick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Price on 1st and 10. It's brought in by Harris. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway.
And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Throwing, Mayfield.
That's complete to Peoples-Jones.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Chubb will get the call running left. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
It sure did. And remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
Eluding the pressure right. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Mayfield leaves it for Hunt on the draw. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Running for it. Here's Chubb. He stiff arms him. Shedding the tackler that gives him some room. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. And on 4th and short, they snag a gain of over 30.
How about our reigning AFC player of the week, hot-footing it into the secondary on that run?
Yeah, nice long run. That's what got him the award a week ago. Maybe he's trying for 2 in a row here this week. A run for Nick Chubb. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish an inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
A give. This is Chubb. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1? Now Mayfield steps away to his left. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
Mayfield going to take it on the sneak. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Baker Mayfield with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. No problem there on the extra point. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to throw. Price. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, that's where this Cleveland crowd, the dog pound in particular, make it difficult on opposing offenses. It looked like they might have had troubles communicating at the line, and it leads to the incompletion. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here's Price. Off play action.
That's complete to his tight end Freiermuth.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
But give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
That's swung out wide to Harris.
And in for the Steelers touchdown.
Najee Harris.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead. See, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They had seized the lead there for a little bit with a starting drive in the third quarter, but a moment ago the touchdown that puts them back behind.
So their defense is under siege a little bit right now because they have not able to solve their opponents. So they've got to keep hammering away on offense and try and win this one in what appears to be a shootout.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
Here's Mayfield. Flushed out right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage. But instead, he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Price now throwing on 1st down. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete.
And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. They'll come out in the pistol. Looking to throw. Price escaping the pressure right. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And this is picked up by the Browns. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. The 20. 10. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for Browns TD. And a big turning point here in the second half, Charles, after that play.
All you're trying to do is change momentum, flip things around for your team. You're just trying to take the ball away. How about when you take it away and score? That really changes things.
Extra point up and through. And the lead is now 14-10. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Greg Newsome.
And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for it in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Mayfield now from the 50. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time, 1-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Now Price looking to throw on 2nd down.
He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
10 yards on the pickup. That's the end of the third quarter of play, with the score Browns 14.
In need of only about the length of the football here on second down.
Operating from the gun, Price. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
Running the counter with Mostert.
And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
To throw is Price. To throw on second down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Touchdown!
Raheem Mostert.
His second touchdown on the season. And the Steelers have once again taken the lead.
A late turnover is so often the difference in a ball game, and here the turnover leads to the go-ahead touchdown.
So repeat after me, partner. You have to take care of the football. In order to protect the lead, you must take care of the football. Ball security. How many times do they have to say it? They've been preaching it since day one of camp, and it came back to bite them right there.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a second and 3. A give running right is Chubb. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Kareem Hunt, his running back, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 37 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
They go play action. Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
From here, it would be a 45-yard field goal attempt, certainly in range, but they'll look for more yardage on third down. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. That's to his running back, complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They're able to keep the drive alive. 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
A carry here for Hunt. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Handoff comes to Chubb. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. They run it again with Chubb. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5.
Well, sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. They'll run with Chubb. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Chubb. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
They'll run. Here's Janovich, the fullback. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal. They run it again with Janovich. And he's not going to get there. They tackle him at the 2. They tried to let the fullback pound it in between the tackles, but he stopped up short. And the result, instead of the chip shot to tie, they turned the ball over on downs. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So they've got to work on getting 1st downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
So that last play gives them a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. They run with Harris. Got some room at the 30. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line.
91 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down.
Back to throw. Price.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On first down, it's Harris. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Harris. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves them with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
Well, without question, when you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for Pittsburgh, they fall a game under 500 now at 3 up and 4 down. And they will head home next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Buffalo Bills.